Well, all right. We were at the puppy parklet. I got dragged away from the puppy parklet.
Jesse, you never cease to surprise me.
I got to get the dog licks off of my glasses. And
It's like swag here.
It's like swag
Puppy
here.
saliva.
I
It's
guess
like swag.
I'll take it.
Conference swag.
I'll take it.
There you go. You look
Is it
good.
time to wrap day one already?
Somehow, yeah.
Somehow.
There's a lot going on. There's a CSWE event tonight. So day one's not over here. But as far as the stream, the first stream of 3, which I'm sure we'll get to, yes, we are wrapping.
The first stream of 3.
Yes.
Now, you two, of course, are crushing it as always. It was fun
thank
to
you.
watch
You
you
as
on the
well.
live stream throughout the day. And it is one of the things we're like, oh, it's day one. How is this live stream over? You're like, we want to do it all day. And then here we are again already at the end of this day.
Say the same thing every year, but it remains true.
But it remains true, and will continue to be remain true. We'll continue to say these same wonderful things about day one. Amazing to be back, amazing to see everyone. For me, it's so great to stand in general session and welcome everyone to 3D Experience World 2026 and say, hey, we're all here, we're back in this room together. And of course, to say a big shout out to all our first timers who are here today as well.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
All
Yeah.
400 plus of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Insane. And I talk to as well. I mean, you know, we kind of, whenever we do these wraps, we talk about some of our favorite things that we've noticed. And even, you know, across the afternoon here, one of the things I've noticed is how many second timers there are. Because we talk a lot about first timers.
That's cool. That's so cool.
And then we have the people that are like, I have every badge over the past 12 years, 13 years. But I feel like it's really special to shout out those second timers. Because
I like
they came
that.
maybe last year for the first time here in Houston. Then they came back, which I think is like the biggest testament that you could possibly have about a conference.
I think tomorrow I'm going to have to shout out the second timers. I think that's
Oh, man,
I
if
think,
you do
I
that, I'll
think
be
that's a
so
great note,
excited.
right? So we're shouting that now, but I think we shout them out.
Day 2 is for
Tomorrow from the
second
stage.
timers.
Day 2 is for second timers.
Yeah.
See, we're writing it as
That's
we
a
go.
great shout out. I love
That's
it.
great. Well, it's interesting because, you know, I think we all know that a lot of this conference is going to be talking about AI because AI is the future. I think it was very good to hear Manish and Pascal reassuring to hear them say that engineers and Solidworks are the heart of this AI revolution. It is that we're here, we're ready. And then also, of course, we had Pablo Holman here today, and he has a lot to say as a technology futurist. So what did you think about listening to him? And also, what was it like to get to interview him today?
It was super cool. I was obviously a highlight of my day, but I was telling you backstage, I had 10,000 things I wanted to talk to him about, and we only had 15 minutes, so I would have taken an hour with him, but he has some really cool things to say, and I really appreciate his mindset of just the way that he can look at a problem from beginning to end and so extensively, but still explain it at a very base level is really impressive. I enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah, I think he talks about like neglected problems. It's almost things we don't even think about are problems, but did we really look to say, how do we fix this? How do we make this better?
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I took a lot away from his conversation with Jesse as well as his keynote, of course. I think one of the things that I feel like gets underplayed at times that I took away from his conversation is this look at almost like an AI perception reset. He talked about the sort of potential dystopian look at AI.
Right.
You know, we talk all the time. We have 4,000 attendees at this conference, 270 hours of content. We talk about the connection, the humanity, and not wanting that necessarily to go away.
Right.
And I think in terms of some of the offerings that we're coming out with and we're talking about, the things you hear about with Manish, Pascal as well, talking about these virtual companions, right? And what are they companions of? So if you are a companion, you are a companion of something, and it is of you, of the user,
of a
right?
human.
Of the human, right? So having that approach, I hope, takes away, if you did have a bit of a dystopian look at some of, at least technology that we have control of here,
Right.
some of that potential dystopian look. And I thought it was important that at this point of the year, opening the year in 2026, right, we just entered February, it's an important sort of outlook shift potentially. That's what keynotes are for, right? They're to change how we think.
Yes, absolutely. I like that. Because, right, it's a companion, not a replacement.
Right,
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I also, of course, one of the big things you have to do here and go and see and do is the 3D Experience Playground. That is where all our sponsors, all our customers hang out. That's where they show their wares, kind of brag about what they're working on,
wares.
what they're doing, show their wares.
Yes.
wear their pins.
Yep.
We see this. Oh, there's stickers. We're going to get to the stickers tomorrow. We got a lot of stickers. I love the stickers.
My water bottle is full of stickers now.
Is it really
I
already?
caught nice SolidWorks lore. You guys would love them. SolidWorks lore stickers. I'll have to bring them on to the
Bring
show
it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Honestly, it. You know, one of the things that I was really excited about is we saw Bowhead Corp again. We saw Christian Bag, and he debuted his travel wheelchair.
Yeah.
And Manish was there, and when I was walking around the playground, we're talking around, and then Manish came, oh yeah, we can see it, right? So here he is. There was a contest about how you could put it together. Now, what's really important about this is that Christian said this is not just a mechanical innovation, but this is a social innovation. This isn't just about how do I make a better wheelchair, but it's about how do I make this a better wheelchair for a human being to travel. How do you say, hey, I am a wheelchair user and I need to go to the bathroom on this plane, or I'd like to get myself down the aisle in this chair. So now you can have a wheelchair that actually folds up and goes under the seat. And this is really game changing. So we saw on their Instagram today that it's just been on this page for a few days, and it already has something like 15,000 likes, but like 1,500 comments of people saying like, yes, this is something important. Yes, how do I get this? Like, when can I order this? It's really important. And one of my biggest takeaways every time I come here is talking about how engineers often come from a place of, this is something personal that I needed. I saw this need and I filled it. I said, how do I make the world better with my skill set? And to see things like this is just fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. I think this was back in the SolidWorks 2024 release timeframe. That's been a lot of us internally, that they've been around for a while. I've known Christian, for example, since like 2019 or something. But that was when we did the What's New launch of SolidWorks featuring the Bowhead wheelchair, the adaptive bicycle, off-road bicycle.
Correct.
I remember
So a lot of them have seen that, right? It was all over SolidWorks.com for that entire year, of course. And we've stayed in touch with them, you know, and we've kind of helped them as they've grown their technology stack, introduced new products. They've started using subdivision modeling, different simulation techniques as they develop their products. I was catching up with Sanket, their lead engineer, or one of the lead engineers there a moment ago. And
Winner last year.
what's up?
Sankit, winner last year.
Yeah, champion of the year.
Champion of the year.
This is such a smart way of just general R&D, by the way, being able to bring one of your new products, and they use as a KPI, you know, how quickly can someone who is uninitiated with the product, how quickly can they get it up and going? And Manish almost broke the record. He did, I think, very well. I don't have to say that because he's the CEO of SolidWorks, but I know that because Sanket told me that I believe the record was broken in the playground.
Oh, wow.
And broken by maybe half a second, but I think it's like 9 seconds.
Yeah.
Apparently they're
What can
well
you do in
beyond
9
that.
seconds?
So
We can do 9 seconds.
Yeah.
by the time we had talked to Sankit, by the time I got in there, they were down in the 7s.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
So the
Yeah.
so the record was broken again, evidently.
And so Tatiana did it in 7 something, and
Wow.
that wasn't even her record. So
Yeah.
moves quick.
But just think
Gold
of
lines move quick.
But like I was going to actually cue back to something you said.
Yeah.
Sort of a community level innovation.
Yes.
Think of how smart this is. You guys will appreciate this. Basically taking your product into a space like this and being able to have beta testers that are just coming through your booth
Yes.
and providing you with all this useful feedback. I thought was supremely smart.
Supremely smart. And of course, it was really fun to have Manish Kumar, the CEO of SolidWorks, come join me on the B-roll. And I did love this morning at General Session that he started, you know, I introduced him, start up in the beginning, and it was like a bit kind of like, Manish Kumar. And they're like, oh, where is he? Where is he? And he was in the audience. He's
That was
hanging out
a
with
bit?
his
I
friends.
thought he was just messing
What?
around.
I mean, it wasn't a bit, but it was very fun because he wanted to say, like, I'm coming up from the community.
Yeah.
I'm coming from the people. I'm coming from the audience. I am one of you. So I thought that was just kind of a beautiful way for him to start.
Yeah, that was super neat. So we were doing the lead in the general session, and I saw him in the crowd, and I was like, I feel like he's probably going to talk today.
Like, why isn't he backstage?
Immediately.
Isn't he getting ready?
Yeah, but no, that was cool. You got me. You got me.
That was a lot. That was a
Gotta
lot of fun. Well, of course, also in the playground, we know you saw them because you started with this. Draft Site has puppies in the playground at the puppy parklet.
Wow, that's a lot of
That
peas.
is a lot to say, and it is fun to say. Hopefully, there's not a lot of peas in the puppy parklet.
I don't know, I didn't check.
It's the 15th anniversary of Draft Site, and so I think it's really interesting. You know, you're seeing this a lot more and more about how are we incorporating more like social activism?
Sure.
How are we environmentalism? How are we saying? And it's like, you can actually adopt these puppies. You can go and I know. Well, I thought you were gonna. That one, I thought you were like going to make a movie with that dog. You're like, look at us on camera together.
right
Jesse has some paperwork to fill out. He's bringing a dog home.
He's bringing a dog home. You better call you up and your kids. You're bringing a dog home.
But yeah, I mean, social innovation, right?
Right.
It's a very similar social innovation.
Right.
Yeah, it's also, like you mentioned, the social activism is being involved more socially, not making everything about products, which we don't. But I think another special part to me about this is that when you have a conference, you are being welcomed in by a city, right?
Yes.
Like we are guests in a way of Houston. And so to be able to collaborate with a local group to be able to get these puppies in, get them homes, I think is a nice way to humanize us, right?
Wait, I thought we were all taking them home with us. That's what you got the backpacks for. You get a backpack and a puppy.
They're like those special dog bags. Yeah. Hey, that would be great.
Well, at first when they said that there was going to be puppies in the puppy park lot, I assumed that they were going to be robotic. Like, oh no, they're
That's a
actual
good
puppies.
assumption, right?
Right?
Yeah,
I thought, oh, we're going to have robotic. And then when I found out like his actual puppies, I was like, okay, because we have things like Westwood Robotics,
Yeah,
right? Westwood Robotics is here with a humanoid robot. So of course, why would you think that there were also going to be humanoid, puppyoid?
Puppyoid.
Well, if it's not a humanoid, it would be a puppy. So this is really interesting. Of course, and this is probably, Sean, when you talk about, are people like, oh, we're going to be replaced? Like, what's going to happen? I think what's interesting about things like Westwood Robotics, about humanoid robots, is some of this is, as we were speaking, it was about how can we do things that are dangerous jobs for human beings? Mm-hmm. How can we deal with medical waste cleanup? How can we deal with garbage that is toxic? So it's not necessarily saying like, I'm gonna replace all the people, but saying like, how do we use this technology to be helpful, to be safer for human beings?
Yeah. I was actually talking to Dr. Zhang, I believe a week ago, about that very idea. And it's interesting because Dr. Zhang will also be here tomorrow morning.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so just to give a plug to tomorrow's stream, of course, we'll have general session. We have great speakers. We'll talk about that in a moment.
Yes.
But we also have a whole slate at the desk of design reviews. So we'll have some great products and great innovators. We'll talk about the whole theme are design. It's designs that move people. So designs that move people. So we will have Barrels of Fun. And they're the makers of pinball machines. Constant Movement.
That's the name of the company. We will have Barrels of Fun, but also
yes,
the company.
that's true.
Barrels of Fun will be here.
They have pinball machines in the playground, but they will be here to talk to us. Hopefully, bring some parts so we can talk design, inspiration, all that. Of course, I mentioned Dr. Zhang will be here with Bruce, a smaller robot who I we did not see. So Bruce will be here at the desk. And then we will also have Sparks Hockey.
Sparks Hockey.
Yes.
Right?
So Sparks Hockey, which is
walked by them
all over
in the playground, but didn't talk to them. So they'll be back here.
Tomorrow I'll show you a little clip of us talking to them as well. Yeah, they were pretty great. Question for you, favorite thing about today, looking forward to most tomorrow?
Well,
I mean, besides the puppies.
I was going to say, is there a caveat on that? Let's see, favorite thing of today, I would say probably talking to Pablos. That was really fun. I really enjoyed that. I could have talked to him for a lot longer than I did. Slash puppies.
Slash puppies.
Yeah, but it's day one, so I mean, it's just great. We get an advantage of coming to this because we're here a few days early, so we can trickle in and see people as they're coming. But a lot of people, who are just coming to the conference, today's the day they get to see everybody. So I will say, seeing everybody is great, but we've been doing that for days. So
Well, I got to go to the Hive yesterday, the first timers meetup, because I love to just go say hi and welcome the first timers. Second timers also will be welcomed. But I love to welcome the first timers, say hello. But what was really fun about yesterday is, I have a list of like special people that I see each year that are like, you're kind of like people that you see all the time. And I was like, by the end of the day, I was like, I think, including you two, of course. I was like, I think I saw my people.
Yeah.
That was really fun. And of course, the people I'm yet to meet and the more people I'm going to see and meet, but it's pretty fun. It's a pretty exciting day one.
Tomorrow, was that the second part of your question? What am I excited for? Okay. Well, we have a great lineup tomorrow.
We do.
Our tech session tomorrow, I'm looking forward to, Josh Valman. I'm excited for that one. But also our design reviews are going to be super fun. I can't wait for those,
Great.
Yeah, I think for me personally, another thing that I'd realized, we're all on different timelines, right? So we had a creator chat, digital creator chat, again, people with hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of subscribers, whatever, with Tyler Satari. and Carlos Reyes, Carlos 3D up here. And they both started, making content and really, in a lot of ways, making it in general back around like the 2019, 2020 timeframe.
Yeah.
You think back then, we're at like past the half point of the decade here. You think back, that was crazy, right? It was prime COVID time. And you think about people like Tyler, he's coming up in that time and he's coming to a conference like this and he's getting his first taste of it. So many of us have been to this conference so many times, been to different conferences here and there. But you can see, when you see that someone is realizing it is so special to be around so many like-minded people, as he said at this desk, it invigorates you in a way. So that was really special to me, to be reminded of those things. And then also, I would say, as far as tomorrow, the thing I'm most excited about, I would say is a special event. Because, hey, like I mentioned, we're in Houston. Let's take advantage of Houston. We're going to the NASA Space Center.
It's going to be a blast.
To have a party. Like one of my stickers is Houston, we have a party.
Oh,
on my water bottle. So I got that here.
I got to get that.
But
listen,
yeah,
the Space Center party will be fine, but the show tomorrow will be good.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So yeah, let's talk about tomorrow. What's going on tomorrow at the conference?
Well, tomorrow we have an exciting, it's gonna be exciting, okay? Because Pascal is gonna have NVIDIA CEO, Jensen Huang's gonna be here tomorrow, and we know that's gonna be a big deal for pretty much everyone to listen to and see him here. And then we also have customer examples on the main stage with Sucha Chain. What's also fun about customer examples is you can see also in the 3D Experience Playground, we do have a 3D Experience stage where you can have like a deep dive presentations as well, and people have an opportunity to ask questions. So those are actually happening over the next 2 days. So we'll see some on the main stage tomorrow, but then also the next 2 days you're going to see them as well, the presentations on the 3D Experience stage. And of course, tomorrow is Don't Miss This Demo. Now, I know what the theme is this year because I saw rehearsal. I'm not allowed to tell you, but it's, as always, a great one, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, we are. Those are our teammates, direct teammates, and we keep everything on the wraps. We don't. So we try to. Yeah, we don't spoil the surprise for each other anyway. But yeah, a lot of great SolidWorks design, SolidWorks simulation, a lot of different great demos you will be surprised about, but also humored by as far as the skit. But awesome. Hey, this was great. Today is not over for us, but we are done with the stream for today. Thank you so much for joining. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Time, we'll be back with our pre-show. Lots of awesome guests. We'll have our design reviews for designs that move people. And of course, we will move right into general session with all the great stuff you just mentioned, Tracy. But
fantastic. You
can set a reminder right now on SolidWorks YouTube, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys. Tomorrow.